Breakfast of Champions.
Our next guest is considered to be the best boxer in the world today, former junior lightweight and lightweight champion of the world, now #1 pound for pound on April 8th in Las Vegas. He will face the former welterweight champion of the world, Zab Judah. The pretty boy, Floyd Mayweather, joins us on the hot list right now. Floyd, Brian Kenny here. How are you?
How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well. So, Floyd, I'm wondering, Zab Judah loses. What are you thinking? Because I know there was talk of this fight before that fight. What are you thinking as you see him lose that fight to Carlos Baldomir?
Well, you got to realize, Zab wasn't 100%, and Zab didn't get knocked out or lose a unanimous decision. And they let Eric Morales come back and fight Manny Pacquiao after he lost to Zaire Rahim. They let Oscar De La Hoya come back after he lost to Felix Trinidad and fight Shane Mosley for the title. So is Zab entitled to fight me? Yes, he is, because he fought a split decision. Split decision is an iffy bout.
But I'm wondering, I could see why he would want this fight, Floyd. Why would you want the fight? I mean, he lost the welterweight championship, so the risk is there, but the reward isn't there. Why take that fight?
Well, because I know, come April 8th, me and Zab Judah is fighting for the IBF World Championship fight.
Oh, you're not even thinking that, are you, Floyd?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, Floyd, come on.
Absolutely.
Floyd,
I'm not
how
thinking
can you
that.
possibly even say that in your position as the #1 guy pound for pound, knowing that he just lost in the ring to Carlos Baldomir? The guy couldn't afford the sanctioning fees for all 3 belts. How could you possibly think that?
Well, you got to realize, Brian Kenny, I don't make the rules in boxing. All I do is beat the opponents that they put in front of me.
But why put this guy in front of you? Why not go after Baldomir?
I try to fight Baldomir. This is a guy who just fought for, I don't know, $175,000 and then just bidded himself out. He had a chance to fight Floyd Mayweather. How a guy going to ask for millions if he have not even made $1 million yet? That's impossible.
Yeah, but he just became the welterweight champion of the world.
But you can't bid yourself out. It's not like this guy is 40-0 with 40 knockouts and never lost. Then he can demand that type of money. But we tried to get the fight with Baldomir and he bidded himself out. You know, I would have loved that fight.
I would figure you would. The other thing that I see here, Zab, and again, in the news release, and I know you're not responsible for this, but I will hold you to it, again, in your position in boxing right now. It says that you look to capture your 4th world title in as many weight classes. So how could you characterize this as a welterweight championship bout?
Listen, a champion has to have some type of edge. That's why he's champion. When a bout get down to the split decision, we don't count that in our books. If you don't beat the guy,
a loss isn't a loss? But that devalues your 0 in the loss column. You have no losses. Zab just lost a fight. And by the way, he lost that clearly. Floyd, he lost it clearly on points.
I'm not the judge. I can't say what happened. I just know April 8th is going to be a hell of a fight between Zab Super Judah and Pretty Boy Floyd. And please, you're going to buy pay-per-view, and the rest of the fans are going to buy pay-per-view because the fight is worth it.
Yeah, look,
mark my word.
Look, the fight could be scintillating, but I'm wondering, why wouldn't you wait for Zab? Hey, look, wouldn't you say to Zab, go win your title back, and then you're worth something to me? I'm surprised that didn't happen, because right now, in the marketplace, he's damaged goods.
Chances like this only come one in a lifetime. So Zab Judah has to take a chance, and I'm taking a chance also. I'm putting my undefeated pound-for-pound crown on the line, and he's putting his welterweight crown on the line, and man, it's going to be an explosion.
Now, you're the guy who said that Arturo Gatti was a paper champion at 140. So if you win that fight, how is this the 4th world title in as many weight classes? You were never a champ at 140.
Arturo Gatti is world champion again, like I told the fans and I told the people. Arturo Gatti is nothing but the truth, and he fought the truth.
That's not what you were saying, Floyd. You called him a C-level fighter. You said he's a paper champ. And by the way, you were right about a paper champ. He wasn't a real champ, so you beat him. You weren't a real champ. You were a real champ at 130 and 135, no doubt.
Well, a lot of times you guys that write about the fight or commentate about the fight don't know too much about boxing.
No, that's not true. Not the guy you're talking to right now. Not true. I hold true to the guy who beats the guy who is the champ. And Costa Tszyu lost that fight to Ricky Hatton. He's the champ at 140, and that was all there is to it.
I got to ask you a question. How many fights have you had? Please tell me.
You know what? I haven't had any professional fights.
Well, you don't know nothing about boxing.
You know what? I know who the champ is. Hey, who beat Costa Tszyu? Who beat Costa Tszyu? Let me ask you the question.
You have to have a fight to know something about boxing. You got to know the ins and outs about boxing. You're not a promoter. You're not a writer. You're just a guy. You're just a guy who has an opinion. I'm the best out there in the boxing game, and you know it. Now,
I tell you what, Floyd, you're not the champ at 140. I know that. I don't have to be a professional fighter to know that. You're not, and if you win this fight, you're not the champ at 147.
3-time champion, 3 different weight classes. Brian Kenny, learn about the sport of boxing. Brian Kenny, you do not know about boxing.
Yeah, you know what, Floyd? I say you're the #1 fighter in the world, and I know you're the real champion. You beat Diego Corrales.
You don't have a choice.
But I have a choice here. You know what? And that's not right. If you were Carlos Baldomir and you beat Zab Judah, you'd be saying the opposite. You'd be saying that you are the real champion.
The best in the game. You do not know about boxing. I need your job. You don't know about boxing.
You need my job, but then you would be looking at the real champions, and you would say who the real champions are.
Brian Kenny,
when you beat Diego Corrales, who else was the world champion?
I'm the truth. I never ducked or dodged no opponents. Whoever they put in front of me, I have beat. Give me the #1 guy. If the #1 guy don't want to fight, I move to the #2. Baldomir don't want to fight.
What about Ricky
Hatton? We had
a
chance to fight Baldomir.
What about Ricky Hatton, the champion of junior welter?
I asked to go over to England and fight Ricky Hatton. His dad said his son is not ready for me yet.
His dad said that. All right, that's according to you. I'll bring it back to them and I'll see what they say.
Hey, guess what, Brian Kenny? Learn about the sport of boxing. Talk to me.
That's ridiculous, Floyd. That's
you don't know
ridiculous.
Nothing about boxing. You never had a fight. You don't know about boxing.
Well, that's not true. But anyway, I'm not at your level, but that's not true.
I can have your job easy because I know about the game. You don't know nothing about the game.
If you had my job and you had the same opinions that you have now, you wouldn't be doing this very long. Because you have to speak the truth, Floyd, and you're not doing it right now.
You're a great commentator, but you don't know nothing about boxing.
You know what? But you're doing something that's self-serving now, but it hurts your credibility because you were never the champion at 140, and you're not going to be a champion at 147.
You don't know nothing about boxing.
Well, that's not true. Hey, would you fight Ricky Hatton in Vegas if the split wasn't in your favor?
I will fight Ricky Hatton anywhere. I'll fight Ricky Hatton in your backyard.
But even if if the split wasn't in your favor, would you say, all right, he priced himself out, or would you take it to say, I got to fight the junior welter title?
Give me my props where the props is deserved. God has truly blessed me. I'm a great fighter, and you a commentator that's a good guy, but you don't know about the sport of boxing. You never had a fight in your life. Only thing you do, you have an opinion. Learn about the sport of boxing.
No, that's not true. Did you beat Costa Tszyu?
Huh? I'll stomp on Costa Tszyu.
You did
he
what?
had a chance. He never brought my name up. You know that.
No, but you didn't fight him. And he stopped Costa Tszyu, and he became the world champion at 140. So you beating Arturo Gatti doesn't make you the champ.
He beat Costa Tszyu when Costa Tszyu was over the hill.
Well, but he had the title. Maybe you should have fought him.
Became champion.
But then
no
you should
matter
have
what
fought
you
him.
say.
And also, now, what about Zab Judah? He got the world title at 140 by knocking out Zab Judah. That's the guy you're fighting. So he's still up there. Hatton beat the guy who you're fighting.
Listen, Ricky Hatton won't even leave England. I'm willing to go to England.
He's coming to Las Vegas for his next fight.
I'm willing to come to England.
And he's probably going to fight for the welterweight title. What will you do then?
We can fight next. We can fight next. You know me.
All right, give me a pay-per-view projection for you and Zab. How many sales do you think you'll have? How many buys?
I know we're going to have one for sure, which is going to be you. The fans has to buy this fight. The reason why the fans has to buy this fight because of this. Zab is the beast from the East. He deserves a title shot. He lost to Costa Tszyu. He came back and became champion. He lost to Corey Spinks. He came back and became champion.
Right. And then he lost to Carlos Baldomir, and now he's no longer the champ.
And he's getting a chance again.
Getting a chance for what?
3-time world champion. I'm 3-time world champion, so it must happen. No, and you will buy the fight, and all the fans will buy the fight because it's worth it.
I think it is worth it.
And Brian Kenny, guess what? I'm going to buy you a ticket so you can come there front row, and I'm going to put some blood on your shirt.
You know what the shame is, Floyd? I really was looking forward to this as a super fight between two of the top guys in the world and two guys who are fighting for something.
In my heart and your heart, you know why you said it's not a super fight, but you didn't say that about Eric Morales and Pacquiao, or you didn't say that about...
that dimonished that fight as well.
You did not say that about
yes, I did.
Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Learn about the sport.
Oh, no,
Come to my house and I'm going to teach you about the sport.
Mosley and De La Hoya were fighting for a championship at 154 pounds for the Ring Magazine
title. All I got to say one thing. We already generated $3 million in sales already on the fight. So you talking about the fight ain't doing nothing? Come on, man.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said it wasn't for the welterweight championship. And for you to say that it is hurts your credibility. No, I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
No,
it's about history. When it's long said and gone, ain't nobody gonna say, oh, what about your interview with Brian Kenny? They're gonna say Floyd Mayweather was 4-time world champion in under 8 years. That's what they're gonna say. They're not gonna say, oh, Brian Kenny is going down in history for the best commentator. Brian Kenny doesn't know how it goes.
They're gonna say you're a 2-time world champion in 2 different weight classes if they're paying attention. If they're paying attention.
I'm a belt collector, and I got 3 at my house.
And the 2 make you the guy who reigns supreme in 2 weight classes. That's why I say it hurts your credibility.
You can be Muhammad Cosell, and I can be Muhammad Ali if you want to.
That's great.
You want to be Howard Cosell?
No, not really, but I know where you're going with that.
I forgot Howard Cosell's a legend.
No. Howard Cosell is fine. I have nothing against him. I'm saying
you can learn
pay attention. I could learn something by knowing who the real champions are, and it hurts your credibility and your standing in the sport by saying this is a champion.
One of HBO's best fighters, buy pay-per-view, come out because it's worth it. Zab Super Judah deserves it. He deserves to come back for his 4th for the 4th time, and he's going to do it.
All right, do what? He's going to
come back and show.
If he comes back and loses to you, then he still doesn't have a title. Floyd, we got to go.
Show.
Floyd, we'll talk again.
You got to learn the game.
Take care, Floyd. You've got to pay attention, Floyd. We'll take a break.